Hey everybody, Adam Marriott here at Revstep, and I'm here to talk today about trademarks. Trademarks are super important. Trademarks give you brand registry. Brand registry lets you create a store where you can post all of your pictures. You can actually do posts. They're like Instagram posts, and it's like a social media feed where you can do extra marketing. You can have pages for categories of your products, and people can come to that. You can do advertising that pushes people to your store so people get familiar with your brand. It gives your brand credibility. You can also do A+ content. A+ content is when you get to a listing on Amazon, you scroll down to the bottom, instead of having a paragraph for the description, you can have pictures, and those pictures can have graphics and extra keywords that are associated behind them. A+ content increases your sales an average of 3 to 10% on conversion rate. And that's a statistic straight from Amazon. And so brand is super important. So when you're thinking about a brand name, what do you think about? You have a couple different types of legal terminology in terms of brands that you need to consider. One is inherently different. Inherently different, just think of a made-up name. So Xerox. Xerox is a printer, but somebody just made that up and it became a recognizable brand. Kleenex. Kleenex doesn't necessarily mean tissue. It does now, but originally, it didn't have anything to do with a tissue, and they just made that up. You might think about Revstep. Revstep has nothing to do with account management on Amazon or an agency vibe, but it is something that I made up personally for our brand, and I'm pretty proud of it because I like it. Stepping forward, taking action, improving, revving up, all those good things. So that would be kind of an inherently different name that you can register as a brand. Next one would be an arbitrary name. An arbitrary name can use a generic term. Let's take Apple, for example. Apple is trademarkable, but not within an normal Apple category. So an arbitrary name doesn't relate to, say, a computer, but Apple Computers is trademarkable because you have an Apple and it doesn't really relate to this, so it's almost inherently different from what the category is. A suggested name is something like Microsoft, so micro like microchip, microcomputer, micro tech type of thing, and then soft as in software. And so it's somewhat descriptive of what that brand name stands for. So the next one would be a descriptive name, and so to be more descriptive, it's harder to get a descriptive name as a trademark. So why is that? Because if you are a desk manufacturer, you're going to create desks and you want to name your company Desk Company. Well, you can't trademark the name desk away from all of the other desk companies. Another one would be fashion. So if Revstep does fashion, I'm going to talk about fashion in my brand name, so fashion company. Well, guess what? There are hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of companies that have to do with fashion. And so you can't take that, such a general term, away from the rest of the companies that are also doing fashion. But I could say Revstep Fashion, and that together could be a trademarkable term as long as you allow, within your application, you allow the word fashion to be used by anybody else. You can't claim that just for yourself. You can claim Revstep Fashion as one whole. And then going back to Apple as well, you could have Apple doormats, for example, different category, same name, different category. With some of the big names, you might have a hard time getting away with Nike placemats or doormats or Nike, I don't even know, Nike pictures on the wall. So some of the big brand names to steer away from, but make sure you're different. Think about the arbitrary or the suggestive, but stay away from this descriptive names. So when you go into search, whether or not this trademark is available, you go to the USPTO, a US government website, and you're going to click under Search Trademarks. And under Search Trademark, there's a Search Trademark database. Within the database, you have to click word and or design mark search. There's three options. The top one, like a basic, and then a word and or design mark, and then there's an advanced. So click on word and or design mark search. And then the first search term, you're going to put your brand name in there. So whatever you think is unique enough to trademark. So one brand that we helped a company apply for was called Popinjay, Popinjay. So pretty unique. I like that. Popinjay, at its root, if you look it up in the dictionary, it has something to do with fashion. Well, this is for a clothing company. Great. So the next field, it's like all or basic index or whatever. I just select all because I want to see all of the options out there that might be related to the word Popinjay. And then the next field on the very right side of the screen, you can select and or. And this is important. You select and then you come down to the next search term box. So you have two search term boxes. The second search term box, you're going to be descriptors of whatever that brand is related to. For example, Popinjay does leggings, skirts, pants, pajamas. And so you might write in there leggings or skirts or dress or dresses or pajamas. And so what is that going to do? When you hit search, it's going to pull up every brand out there that has the word Popinjay and one of those terms. So you have Popinjay legging. This is what the search term report is doing for you. So Popinjay legging, it's also checking Popinjay skirt and Popinjay pants and Popinjay dress and Popinjay pajama. Because it's doing that, it's going to give you all of the options that have that combination in there. And so what you'll see on the right side is that it's going to be dead or alive. Dead or alive. And it makes me think of that one song, Steel Horse I Ride, or Iron Horse. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're looking at dead or alive. If it's dead, don't worry about it. It's gone. It's past its mark. You don't have to worry about it. They once filed for it, and now it's not alive anymore. Alive, you want to click on if you had something come up in the search. So you click on the link or the registration number, and you look into it. And the classification is pants, or it even says the word in there. You're going to have a hard time getting the brand registry. What you want to do then is kind of go back to the drawing board. And sometimes you have to start over. If there's multiple of these combinations of Popinjay and pajama and Popinjay or pants or dress, you can eliminate some of the things you're getting your trademark for and just stick to a certain category of clothing if that's what you want to do. The other thing is you can go back to the drawing board and think of another name. But these are some of the steps that you need to take in order to get brand registry, in order to get a trademark. It not only increases the value of your company if you ever wanted to sell, but it really helps the conversion rate and how you protect your brand on Amazon and elsewhere. So hopefully this was helpful for you to go out and think about the best name, the catchiest name, something that's memorable and something that's available. Can be hard today, but believe me, there are so many names out there that you could come up with and think about and that could relate to your product. So hopefully this has been helpful. Keep killing it out there. I know you guys are working hard, so keep going. I know it can be discouraging, but I know that with grit and tenacity, we can overcome it all. So good luck. We'll talk with you soon.